What's up with YouTube? I'm back with another video, and tonight, midnight, anywhere, wherever you at, day or night, it's always daylight somewhere, and it's always night somewhere else, and it's always midday somewhere else. So I don't know what time it is for you, but I know it's midnight over here. You feel me? But bro, I've been doing a lot of pimp reactions. I want to be a pimp. Look at this. Pimp interviews Sabrina. I want to hear what the girl gotta say. She a pimp. She pimping like that. She pimping like that. I want to find out what, you know what I'm saying. Let me uh, click on
Hyundai
that.
Sonata versus Toyota Camry.
Ooh,
Hyundai Sonata win.
Yeah, like I'm a hustler. I love money. Like
cap. Cap. She cap. What y'all think? Before I even press play, bro, again. Cause in the video, she had a little manly look to her. But all this, I think she just wanted to be on the show. I think she just wanted to be on YouTube. That's all. That's all I think. I think that. Let me see. Her stories are extremely detailed. Most people recognize liars because their stories change and do not. Hers, the way she goes on about her story without him asking her, first all my favorite content interviews. Let's see what the people got to say. Alright, look. They saying she real. I'm saying she cap. Just off, you know, how she started off. But anyway, we gonna listen to the full story. We never judge a book by its cover. Alright, we go to the full story. Alright, so let's get it.
my name is Cash for a reason. You can't stop me. I'm gonna get money the way I can. And
Okay.
that's just me. I'm 27 years old. I'm young. I have no kids, and I'm gay. And I'm a pimp. Like it can't get no better than that.
Can't get no better than that. Okay.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Sabrina, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I am from Compton, California. I grew up in off of Bradfield and Rosecrans. I'm from Ma Piru.
So you have a gang
Yes.
past? Yeah.
Yes.
Which gang is this?
Mop.
That's a blood gang?
Yes.
Yeah. And tell me about your family growing up.
Okay, so my mom got pregnant at 13 years old, and
Damn.
my grandma put her out on the streets.
Damn.
When she had me, she gave me up to my grandma and grandpa,
Damn.
and they raised me till I was 2. My mom took me back. She was into drugs, sherm, acid, meth, whatever she can get her hands on, just so she can prostitute at the age of 13.
Damn.
Well, my family is, I'm Mexican, Puerto Rican, and Samoan. My family is the Mexican side, which they're really strict. I didn't know no English until I turned 13. So
Damn, that's crazy.
growing up, it was hard because I was as dark as I am, and my family believed that I was black. But so they used to beat me. They used to make sure I spoke Spanish. They used to try to scrub the color off my skin. And my mom took me back when I was 2. When my mom took me back when I was 2, I used to be with her on the stroll, the whole stroll, all hours of the day, all the nights.
And you were how old?
I was 2.
2 years old.
2 years old.
And your mom is working Figueroa Street?
Figueroa, Long Beach. Long Beach was her main one.
Long Beach Boulevard.
Yes. Then my grandma took me back when I was 5 years old. And when I was 8, my mom came and picked me up and told me that she was trying to get out of the prostitution game, that she's trying to get away from her pimp, and she had to tell me a bunch of stuff. So we parked in Watts, California, and she told me that she loved me, to be good for my grandma and my family, and that she's sorry and everything will be okay. 2 minutes later, she got out the car, told me to lay in the back seat. I actually got back up after she closed the door, and I watched her get killed. She got shot 17 times by 3 pimps. I watched it all when I was 8 years old.
Damn.
The ambulance and police came. and took me back to my family. And I was at a soccer game when they finally gave us the news that she did not make it.
You
So
watched your mom get murdered.
yes, at 8 years old. So at nine,
Damn.
so at 9 years old,
What street was this on?
this was off of 108th, and I don't know the other street, but it's off 108th by Grape Street Elementary.
Wow.
So yeah, so at 9 years old, my grandfather came and moved in. I was one day I was walking from school, and when I walked into the house, I saw my grandfather molesting my little cousin.
Huh?
And at that
Hold on,
time, my
wait.
cousins, I grew up with them, so
Say her grandfather?
at that time, my cousins, I grew up with them, so I called them my brothers and sisters. So
Hold on.
One day I was walking from school, and when I walked into the house, I saw my grandfather molesting my little cousin.
That's sick, bro.
And at that time, my cousins, I grew up with them, so I called them my brothers and sisters. So at that time, she was only 4 years old, and he was like in the tub, like rubbing on her vagina area. So I took it upon myself and told him to touch on me instead of touching on her. I was grown, she wasn't. I know it wasn't right, but so
You're protecting her.
I protected her by putting myself in danger. So it became more and more that he was raping me, molesting me, and all kind of stuff. And one day we were at a party at my house, and he came in the garage drunk, and my cousins and everybody were in the garage, and he tried to get on top of me and do me in front of my cousins. And I called him all kind of bitches, and he got mad. So he went and told my aunt that I called him a bitch. So my aunt came and she started yelling at me. So I told her, I'm like, well, he's raping me. And when I told her that, she slapped me, and she told me that only, like, we keep it in the family. We don't say things like that. And I told her, I was like, and it wasn't right, I knew it wasn't right. So 2 days later, I ran away. I ran away to a friend's house. And then like a day later, my grandma found me. And she found me and took me back home. And then after that, she used to come and pick me up after school and everything. I wasn't allowed to go to school by myself no more. And one day I found a way to run away again, and I did. And they didn't catch me. So this time my uncle came in to look for me. He came to look for me, and my friends told me where I was. This was all at 12 years old. So they told him they told him where I was. He came and got me and took me to Rancho. From there, I told him where I was, and
Bruh, I don't know how. Alright, not even trying to be funny. No, it's not. But no, it's not. This don't have nothing to do with the video, bro. It's like when I lived in Vegas, bro, it's like almost like every school on the West Coast is called either Centennial or Rancho. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Like Centennial High School, you got one in California, then you got one in Vegas. And then I know you got the Ranchos. Like, bro, what's up with these names? We're like, I don't understand. But anyway, back to the video.
that's why I told him everything that happened, and he was so upset that he went back to the house and try to look for my grandfather, but he was gone. My grandfather knew what he did, and he knew
He
the
was
things
wrong.
that were gonna happen to him. So he left. I went back home. Every day I was beat, like, because my grandmother was mad that I got rid of my grandfather. So in order to cope
she
with
got
it, I joined the
blamed.
gang. And I wasn't a bad kid. I loved school and all that, but in order for me to deal with the gang and stuff and deal with school and not be tired and stuff, I started doing meth at 12 years old. And from there, it went from meth,
12?
powder, a little bit of sherm here and there, and crack. So this is all at 12 years old. Then foster care came. So they took me away, and when they put me in foster care, I had a nervous breakdown where I started biting the foster mom. And when I started biting the foster mom, she took me to the mental hospital, where I was there for 3 months.
Damn.
Let your queries be known.
Are we ready to admit moped riders into our ranks?
And I was convinced that something was wrong with me. I didn't understand nothing. I only knew Spanish. Like, nobody, didn't have anybody to talk to me right. So I shut down. I became mute and I didn't speak at all. So finally I got into a foster home and I lived all the way in Pinion Hills where it's like it's deserted. It's just one house and then nothing but desert, and then you have to drive 30 minutes to go to a store or anything else, another house or anything else. So living out there, I was able to find myself and like meditate and do other things. And my foster mom helped me, like,
That's
you know,
good.
get it together. She was been through the same thing I've been through. So it was easier for me and her to connect. Yes, I became unmute, but I did not speak English still because my foster mom was Hispanic. So this whole time I'm going to school, don't know English, but you know, I'm getting by. So 15, at 15, I run away because she started getting men in her house and I wasn't comfortable with it. I'm not comfortable with Hispanic men, not being racist. I'm just not. It's just uncomfortable for me.
Because
And
of what
I get
happened.
nervous
Shit.
and I get very anxious. I get bad anxiety. So
I
I ran away
understand. I
and
understand.
my social worker ended up bringing me to Fontana. So from Fontana, I was in a foster home, and the foster mom lied to my social worker, telling her that there was no men that lived in the house when there, in fact, was her trucker husband who was Hispanic. So he was having relations with the other foster daughters, and I wasn't okay with it. So one day when he tried to sneak into my room, I cussed him out, and the next visit that I had with my family, I let them know that I'm being like molested again, and they gave me a cell phone and told me to call them when I needed them. So when that happened, he came
Shit,
into my room
crazy.
again, and I called my family. When that happened, he slapped me. He slapped me because I wouldn't give him my phone, and then when he told his wife that I had a cell phone and I was being disrespectful, and he heard the phone go off, and that he came to my room just so he can get the phone because we're not allowed a phone. So when that happened, she came to look for my phone. She couldn't find it because I hid it in my jacket. So when they had left the next day, I ran away. I packed my things and I left. I went to my best friend's house and I explained to him what was happening, and his mom allowed me to stay with her. They were African American. So I was staying there. While I was staying there, I was hidden. Mind you, I'm AWOL. I ran away from foster care. My social worker doesn't know where I'm at. There's a warrant out for my arrest. And I'm living with another family, and they're teaching me English. I'm teaching them Spanish. Like, you know, I'm not on drugs no more. She helps me get back into high school and everything's going great. So, but one day, we were caught at the store stealing, and I got arrested. I was arrested for 3 months till my social worker found me. And when my social worker found me, she sent me to a home in Rancho Cucamonga. At that home, the mother was young and she liked the club, and she had kids who were pimps. And they had hoes, and they will bring the hoes will bring their kids to me to watch them, and I'll get paid for that. So, but as I'm watching the kids and he's teaching me the game and like, this is what this is, and you know, and I told him like, I'm gay. I like women, you know? So he was just like, well, then I'm gonna teach you the game so you can become a pimp. So he's giving me weed. We're smoking. I'm back on drugs now. Boom. Started off with weed. Then he started doing a little lean in it and then a little crack. So from there, I'm getting high as hell. And I'm still going to school. I'm still doing, like, you know, doing everything I'm supposed to, until one day my foster mom gets a boyfriend. And he's Belizean. And she goes to work one day and he tries to, again,
Oh my
sexually
God, bro.
harass me because
God.
I'm not giving him no play.
God damn. Bro, she can't get a break. What the fuck? Can't get a break for nothing, bro. Like, this about her. God. 8, it started. Well, yeah, 8. Damn, 8 to. We just gonna say 8 to 15 for right now. But
Because
God
I told him
damn,
I'm
bro. She
gay.
can't get a
He
break.
doesn't believe pretty women should be gay. So
What?
therefore he started trying to molest me. I let her
Man, that
know.
shit crazy.
She was unhappy with it. So one day I asked her, can I go to my best friend's house for a Halloween party? And she said yes. So I go. When I go, the buses are stopped running. So the bus stopped running, and I called her and I let her know, like, okay, can you come get me? Because, you know, the party's over. She was just like, no, you ran away, you did this and that, like, I don't want you back. So I call my social worker, I let my social worker know what's happening, and I go and I stay there. So I'm getting high because I'm worried that I'm going to go back to jail, and like I'm crystalled out of my mind, like just so crystalled out of my mind. So when I call my social worker the next day, she tells me that it's okay for me to stay where I'm at. So I stay there. I go to I'm in high school, and every day at this foster home, I'm fighting her daughter. Every day, like it was a constant go. Like every day I wake up, I have to fight. Every day, this and that. Like it was so dramatic in that house. It was so uncomfortable for me to live, but yet I still did everything I was supposed to. I went to work. I went to school. I did everything. I graduated a year before I was supposed to graduate.
Yes, sir.
And I was just working that whole year.
Good job.
So I would pay rent. I would do everything. I was supposed to watch the kids, all that.
Damn.
And when I graduated high school, I paid for all my own high school experience. And after that, I went to college. I got an AA in sociology.
Okay.
And I was sober for a little bit until I got put out of the house. And when I got put out of the house, I was forced to go live with her daughter.
Damn.
When I went to go live with her daughter used me just like a babysit the kids, and so she can get money off of me. And after that, I just called my old foster brother, and I told him, like, I need money. I'm tired of just sitting here in the house. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of being like bothered like this, and I want money. So he took me out to San Bernardino off of G Street, and he was like teaching me, like telling me like, oh, this is this and this. And now I'm getting high again with him, popping mollies, popping e-pills, getting high and leaned out and just awake all night, all day, just so I can be able to learn the routes. So once I learned the routes, I called my little friends that liked me and stuff on Facebook, and I let them know, like, oh, do you want to make extra money? This is this, this is that. And so they were just like, yeah. So I go pick them up and I put them down. Money starts coming in. I learned how to post them. I post them on Craigslist, Backpage, Redbook, Meet Me, all kind of websites that I can put them on just so that I can make money. And the money was flowing in, and I got addicted. So I started getting addicted, and that's when I started pressing crystal hard. I started slamming it. I started smoking it, started sniffing it. Whatever I can do with crystal, I did it. I cheated up back there, and I just anything to get a high so I can be okay with it, And as a woman, I couldn't be in the car. It would be suspicious. So I used to dress as a prostitute and go down and, be around the girls. And in order to stay warm, I had to do other drugs. So I did crack. And I was naked, always naked, and out there and just watching everything that goes down, collecting money, selling drugs, and, maneuvering. Till one day I got kidnapped. I got kidnapped by a pimp named Kelly in Pomona, California, and he pistol whipped me. He took me to his house in LA, and he tried to force me to hoe for him. But the thing is that he didn't want me to hoe. He wanted me to steal. He didn't want me to sell myself. He wanted me to pretend so he can steal and I can steal from them. And he used to beat people, like bloody murdered, and I was like fighting for my life every day. Like I used to almost use the bathroom on myself, number two, because I was so scared. Like I was on the street and he was parked right there. Like there was nowhere where I can move, like, nothing. So one day he got comfortable. After 2 weeks, he got comfortable and took me back to Pomona. Right when I got to Pomona, I called my old foster brother and I'm like, look, I'm here in Pomona. Come get me. He comes and he gets me. So when he comes and gets me, he asks me like what happened, and I'm telling him, like, I'm describing the guy, describing the car and everything. Come to find out that it's his cousin. His cousin saw me one day and he was just like, I want her and I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to get her. So when he finds out it's his cousin, they end up fighting in the street. Boom. We all go to jail. I go to jail and I get released and I go home to Compton, California. And I started gangbanging again, and I started really like selling drugs and pimping and doing all this kind of stuff and to get money. And my family started disowning me. When they started disowning me, I started slanging to my family. Like I started giving my family drugs and, doing it like that. And then I started pimping on my little sister. She was 15 years old and she wanted to hoe, so I had her hoeing for me.
And you're how old now?
Me, I was 21 at the time.
You were 21.
Yes, and she was no, I was 18 and she was 15.
Got it.
So
Damn.
so I'm selling her, me, my guy friend, and her, we're thugging it. Then we started getting more females. And Gina, my little sister runs away and she doesn't come back. She goes back home. And she's pregnant and I'm still doing me. Then my other girl leaves me because she got ran over by a car and she felt like I didn't care. So now I'm here. I'm slanging dope in the riverbed. I'm sleeping in tents. I'm cracked out of my mind. I'm like just so crystal out of my mind. I'm going from.
Boy, y'all better be thankful with situation y'all in, boy, cause this some shit, boy. Damn, oh my God. Damn,
garage
bro.
to garage to garage, and hotel to hotel to hotel, tent to tent to tent, and all in Norwalk Riverbed by the Green Line station. So then one day my friend hits me up and he's like, "Oh, I got a girl for you." So I go to Southgate and I meet this girl. She tells me she's 18 years old. At this time, I'm 21. So she tells me she's 18 years old and that she wants to hoe. So we started doing it. I got her hooked on crystal meth, and so we're getting high as hell. Me and her end up falling in love with each other, and after we fall in love with each other, I'm like, "Hey, I don't want you hoeing no more." She was just like, "Well, this is the only way to make you happy, so I'm gonna go ahead and hoe." So she's hoeing and we're doing this whole thing. Well, one day I get pulled over by the police and they find my gun in my car and they take my best friend to jail. They take him to jail, and then when they ID her, they find out that she's missing. She's been missing. So me not thinking, because I'm so high and haven't been to sleep, so I'm delusional. I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, why are you taking, this is my girl and whatever." Not, they were just like, "Well, either we take her or we take you." And I'm like, "Why would you take her?" And they were like, "Well, she's 17 years old." And I'm like, "Well, take her then. Like, I'm not going to go to jail." So they take her, and so she hits me up and tells me I'm messed up, that she's being raped by her dad, and that I need to come get her. Well, I can't come get you. So I leave her where she's at. So I end up bailing my best friend out, and we're in his garage, and I get a phone call from the girl. And she tells me like, "Oh, I need you to meet up with me. I got money for you," and all this. Now me, I'm so money hungry and so delusional. I go. So when I go over there, we're talking, and I fall into her trap that, like I started answering questions that I shouldn't have answered. Like, she asked me, why did I do it to her? I told her because I needed the money. Why did I beat her? Why did I make her have sex with Eric? And I'm like, I didn't have you have sex with Eric. You chose to have sex with Eric for some money. So she set me up, and all I know is SWAT came swarming.
She was an informant.
She was an informant, and I got pulled on Long Beach and Rosecrans at McDonald's. They swarmed up on me, and they took me to jail. So I'm fighting. I'm in jail fighting, pimping and pandering, human trafficking, kidnap, false impersonation, and rape. So they're trying to give me 65 to life. I won't take the deal. So then they tell me 25 to life. I'm definitely not taking the deal. Well, do you want to go to trial? No, because I know I'm going to lose, because there's some things that did happen and didn't happen. So then they gave me 16 with half. No, 16 with life. I told them no. Then they told me 16 with half. Fine, So I took 16 with half, and in February 2017, I ended up going up to Chowchilla to prison.
For pimping and pandering?
Pimping and pandering, human trafficking.
A female pimp.
A female pimp.
Oh.
So, I'm in the first day in Chowchilla, the first day I got off the bus, I had girls at my door, 3 girls, ready to fight me. So I got jumped. I didn't lose, but I got jumped because they said pretty girls are not allowed to be in the yard because they don't want their girls, which are either transgenders or studs, trying to hit on us. So I got jumped for being pretty. So
Damn.
From that day, I started doing drugs and I started making shanks. I got caught and I went to SHU, which is acid lockup. 24/7 locked
Kind
up.
of like solitary confinement.
Yeah, I was in solitary confinement for 6 months, and then when I got out, I started fighting just every day. I went over the wall to the main yard, and I started just fighting everybody. Like every day, it was nonstop fighting. Like I had scratches, I had like bald spots in my hair. Like it was just, that's why my face is like so, like I have dark marks because I was fighting every day. So I ended up, it was to the point where I hated people, and I didn't stop. Like every day was fight for me. So one day, this girl that was always bullying me since reception, I had enough of her. So every time I seen her, it was a fight on site. Like I would go to her school, I would go to her school, beat her up. I'll go into her room, beat her up. I'll go to chow, beat her up. I would like everything until she started pressing charges on me, and I ended up with an assault and battery charge. So
Damn.
here goes more time. So they
She's
pushed
really
me
on
from
site.
2021 all the way to 2026. So now I'm in solitary confinement again, and I'm here for 8 months. So
Damn.
from after solitary confinement, the girl calls enemies on me. So I have to go to another prison. When I go to CIW, which is California Institution for Women in Corona, I meet my girlfriend. And when I meet my girlfriend, she tells me like she's not gonna put up with my shit, that she needs me to go home before time. So I did everything that I was supposed to. I sobered up. I started going back to college. I started working. I started working out. I started behaving myself, and I got my time back to May 2021. Well, my best friend that was there at the time, she was a drug addict, and I got back on it because being in a
Doing it
room
with
with
her.
her, I got back on my drugs. So now I'm trying to keep it like, oh, I'm not on drugs, but I am on drugs, like trying to keep it away from the police. So, and trying to hide it, and it got so hard that I just spazzed out. So I asked them to put me back in Walker, which is the mental institution. And because I tried to commit suicide because I just couldn't take it no more. Like I was tired. I was frustrated. Like everything
yeah.
like was
All
coming
that
down on me.
shit.
Like I was just breaking down little by little by little. And I tried to kill myself. I tried to hang myself, and I didn't go through with it. So I was in Walker for 3 months, and they finally let me back out. And when they let me out, they told me I was going to go to Patton. So either I got my stuff back together and get on my medication, or I will go to Patton. So I got back on my medication, and I did my time, and I got out May 2nd. Well, when I got out to May 2nd, they put me here at the Weingart. When I got here to the Weingart, immediately I became a fiend again.
So you've only been out.
Huh?
You've only been out a short time.
Yeah, I've only been out for a few weeks, and I got back on drugs. Like I'm addicted. I'm an addict. Like the drugs don't do me. I do the drugs, but I'm a fiend. Like I love drugs. I love the way it makes me feel.
Crystal meth?
Yes, I love the way it makes me feel. Like it makes me feel like I don't have a cure in the world, and I don't. Like I carry my pookie everywhere with me, and it's just I don't care. Like I gave up gangbanging, and I'm here at this program trying to get my life together. Yet I'm still getting high, and
Are you back to the prostitution?
I'm back at prostitution. I'm pimping and pandering again. I'm looking. I can't even lie. I am looking for girls, but in a different way. Like I'm not trying to do things I used to do the same way. I'm just trying to do it more in the legal ways as an escort service instead of prostitution.
Yep.
So yeah, like I'm a hustler. I love money. Like my name is Cash for a reason. So I get it any way I can. I do it any way I can, and you can't stop me. I'm going to get money the way I can. And that's just me. I'm 27 years old. I'm young. I have no kids, and I'm gay, and I'm a pimp. Like, it can't get no better than that. Like, girls love me. Like, why not? So that's my life.
And you told me you're a virgin as well.
And I'm a virgin. I'm a 27-year-old virgin.
No,
yes.
but you've been molested by your...
I've been molested, but in my eyes, I haven't gave myself up.
Oh, I see.
I haven't even said yes. So in my eyes, I'm a virgin.
Yeah.
Whether they took it or not, in my eyes, I'm always going to be a virgin until I'm ready to go ahead and be like, all right, take it. One day, maybe, I want kids, so it might be soon.
Well, I'm glad you're playing the game a little smarter than you were before.
Yes, of course.
I'm not sure it's still...
It's not smart, but it's smarter.
Smarter, yes.
I mean, it's hard out here. COVID, it's like, it's hard to get a job out here nowadays. It's hard to get your social. It's hard to get your.
So what's your view on taking a young girl, and putting her to work and?
Well, okay, so that was okay. So when I was doing my sister, she told me either I do it with her, like either I pimp on her, or she was gonna go to someone else. This is the same sister that was molested by my grandfather, and I helped her out. So why not?
She's gonna do it anyway.
She's gonna do it anyway. So why not look after her? And with her, it wasn't like I was like, oh, go out there, bitch. Like, no, I had her, and I was in the room with her while she was doing her dates. I was there protecting her. Now with everyone else, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a shit. Like if they went to jail, I didn't give a damn. Like that's you guys. You guys chose to do this. With her, I was there every step of the way, you know, until she ran away. And I was like, all right, cool. I don't have to worry no more. And I started really like pimping. But I do feel bad.
And how's your arrangement? They bring you the money?
I collect the money before they do their date. Like I was one of their pimps that it was like, all right, hand over the money. I'm a girl. Like they're not going to tell me no, like, you know, so they're not worried about me.
And do you give them
I give them, yes, I give them their cuts. Yes, I do. I make sure they're well groomed. I make sure they have clothes. I make sure their hygienes are fine. I make sure their doctor's appointments are great. I make sure they're natural. They're bomb bitches. Like I never had them looking like hoes on Figueroa or like just stragglers. I never had them looking like that. They were A1, like they couldn't be in casinos. Like they were always online, and when they wanted to get down and on the blade, they got down on the blade by themselves. I didn't force them. I always had their trap made when they were doing it online. So they were really escorts, but I did mess up by having a minor, and I do regret it because I should have been smarter than that, because that is somebody's child, you know? But I did not force her. She came willingly. So that I don't regret. But I do regret, like, putting her through the stuff I put her through.
And getting yourself in trouble.
And getting myself in trouble.
Yeah. So what have you learned from all this? You're still young. You're 27?
Yes. I've
she can
learned
still
that
fix her
I can't
shit,
trust
though.
people the way I thought I could. I can't be loyal to people that I used to be, because back then I was loyal. Like I gave everybody everything. I gave you my last. I go give you my shirt on my back if you needed it. Nowadays, I'm like, fuck you. I got the fuck it's. I don't care. Like, you can be dying. You could be burning out there and I wouldn't piss on you. Like, literally, like, I have no care in the world. Nobody gave a damn about me. I did 8 years by myself in prison. Nobody there for me but my girlfriend. So I had to thug it out by myself, and now I got the fuck it. So I don't care. Like, I don't care about you, and I'm not going to jail for you or for nobody else. Like, if I'm going to go to jail, I'm going to go to jail for something serious. And that's just that. And my life, I'm going to live it. I'm going to go back to school. Yeah, I'm on drugs, but I know how to do stuff legally now. Now I know I know my limit. I'm not on Sherm. I'm not on heroin. I'm not on all that kind of stuff. I'm just on crystal and weed. That's that.
All right. Cash?
Cash.
Cash, thank you so much for talking.
Making that money.
I wish you the best of luck. Be careful out there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
My bad. But anyway, that's another reaction in the books, man. Another good story. Damn, bro. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell. And she had a hard life. She wasn't capping. She had a hard life, and I hope she get that, get her shit back together, and like she said, go back to school, do what she want to do. She be good. But anyway, it's your boy, who the fuck is Jay, and I'm out this mug.